What is up, everybody? Welcome to episode 4 of Sales Stories in Real Life, the show where professional salespeople share their stories about times that they themselves were sold. Got a special guest for you today. He is the host of the Sales Success Stories podcast, which he interviews active quota-carrying individuals that have either finished number 1 or in the top 1% of their companies. He is also the host of the Daily Sales Tip podcast and host of the Sales Success Summit, where all of the top performers come to learn from each other and connect with the community. That'll be this year on October 10th and 11th. Welcome to the show, Scott Ingram. I hear that you were recently doing a home renovation and had some juicy takeaways from your interactions. What
Yeah,
happened there?
lots and lots of stories. So Alex, thanks for having me on. It's fun to be on this end of an interview for once. A lot of stuff going on with the renovation. Obviously, we've put way too much money into this house that we purchased in April. So lots of projects, lots of different things. But there's actually two stories that really stand out. One was the primary contractor, for lack of a better word, that we ended up using. This started through a referral from our electrician that was doing really early work after we'd moved some walls around and things like that. And we had 2,700 square feet of flooring that we needed to get put in. And the deal with that was, like, speed mattered, right? We were trying to get this house ready so that we could make the move. And we were actually thinking about doing it ourselves. This was easily a 3 or 4 week project. I mean, this is a huge, heavy lift. And so we got introduced to Jose, and they knocked it out in less than a week. Like, just absolute top-notch, amazing quality. And then we learned about the other things that they were capable of, and they have done so much work for us, it's not even funny, right? And we can get into the lessons there. There's a lot of interesting stuff that are absolutely applicable for folks in B2B sales. The other great story, and we just wrapped this up this morning, we were doing some final touch-ups, was the painting. Now my wife has managed most of this. I never talked to the painter, but I watched kind of this whole interaction and this whole process. So she got several bids. She found this guy that she liked, and he was just great about the consistent, polite persistence and the follow-up, right? Recognizing that there's kind of an order of operations with a big renovation like this. So there were a number of other things. We needed to get our garage doors replaced and installed, and that had a pretty significant lead time. So we didn't want to do the painting until that was done so that we got the edges and the trim right and all that kind of stuff. And so the lesson here is really simple, right? He just did a great job of staying in touch, wasn't pushing, just let us know, like, I'm here, we're ready when you are. We want to make sure that I've got the right amount of lead time on my team so that when you're ready, we're ready, and we go. And it was great, right? It's the bar, unfortunately, sadly, or opportunistically, depending on your perspective, is really low. Most salespeople don't have that level of patience. They're not going to stick to it and stay on that. And this wasn't a huge job. I don't have giant walls. It was mostly just trim work. So, I mean, it was funny because when he showed up, and it had been months since we'd gotten the bid, he's like, I was looking at this again, and it seems like a really small number. Like, what is this tiny job? He's like, oh, I forgot. It's really just this trim and a little bit in the back and things like that. So lots and lots of lessons there. Happy to dig into any of those however you want.
Yeah, lot of lessons there. Where to even begin? I mean, first off, let's talk about the power of a referral, because
Yeah,
if it
yeah.
wasn't for the referral to begin with, that got Jose in the door. So I mean, first off, shout out to all the salespeople that are actually chasing after referrals today.
Yeah.
I mean, from a buyer's perspective, right? Role was reversed here. I mean, were you, let's say, already kind of halfway there, right? Of, hey, since this is a referral where, we would like to go this direction, or would you say it was an even playing field, right? Like, did the referral rank higher to you prior to even speaking with Jose, or was it even playing field by the time you got in there?
Oh, no. I mean, it was 100% different, right? Because what you get with this level of referral, because the electrician was really strong, also came from referral. I think that started with our real estate agent, right? They had done great work, right? And what happens with the referral, I mean, it's reputation and it's a transference of trust. So they had done great work. They were consistent. And so we trusted that recommendation. And then I think even bigger than the referral is like the upsell or the opportunity for more business, right? Even though now, I mean, the first project was a pretty healthy project. Like that was a 5-figure deal. I mean, it was a big thing, but because they did that great work, we've done another, I don't even want to quantify it. Like we spent a lot of money with them with all the other stuff that we have done. And the referrals continue. He has probably gotten at least 6 more deals from our referrals. And honestly, he's doing a lot of landscaping and stuff on the outside. So people are just walking by going, oh my God, who's doing this? And then we get an opportunity to brag on Jose and say, like, this guy is the greatest thing. And again, simple, easy stuff. Like the greatest thing about Jose, beyond obviously delivering great work and great product, he says he's going to be someplace and like, hey, my team's going to be there. We're going to be there by 8:30 in the morning. They're either here at 8:30 in the morning. And that's just really hard to find in the trades, right? So it's that level of consistency, and it's just an incredible way to build your business that is way overlooked when we spend so much time talking about cold calls and all of this other cold outreach that we do, and we lose sight of the opportunity to grow the accounts that we have because we take great care of them, and to get introduced to their peers and bigger opportunities. I mean, we did this landscaping feature that's amazing, and somebody saw it and they're looking to do it 6 times the scale. I mean, it's a 6-figure deal for it, which is crazy.
For reference, I've seen the new front yard and the landscaping is phenomenal. So I could certainly attest to that. No, but really, really good takeaways there, because a quote that we all hear all the time is sales is in the follow-up.
Yeah.
But when we deconstruct that, what does that actually mean, right? You mentioned, he said, my crew's going to be there at 8:30, and they were there at 8:30 sharp, right? It's following up and reminding you of their existence, right? Not being a pest.
Well,
So
and remember, that's a different story, right? So that's really more the painter story. And here's the lessons that I would bridge over to B2B sales in that. Like,
yes,
one
perfect
is
intro.
understanding what the customer situation is, because the reality is, even though we would like to be the number one priority in their world, oftentimes there are other projects and there are other priorities, and you kind of got to get in line. If you understand that, if you've asked the questions and kind of know where you stand in that priority order, this is not like close, 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 push, 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 right? You just have to be patient. And one of the things that allows you to be patient, and I know this guy had it because I watched him, he had a huge pipeline. We weren't the only thing that he was following up on, and just staying diligent and staying consistent. When you have a strong pipeline, you don't have to do stupid sales tricks to try and slam a deal that's not ready. Because I'll tell you, had he tried to pull that in May, when we really started seriously exploring this, we would have told him to go pound sand, and he probably never would have gotten the opportunity for the business. Like, we're not ready. We're not prepaying you. So, go away. But it never came to that, because he had a great pipeline. He's got a great team. He's got a great product. He's got great references. He's got all this stuff. So he never got to that place of desperation. And so when we were ready, game on. This guy's been fantastic. Of course, we're giving him the business.
That's huge. I don't even want to add on to it, because you said it so well. B2B sellers, fill your pipelines. That's the takeaway here, folks. This has been great, Scott. I think this is a perfect place to cut it. We've drawn out a lot of great takeaways here. So why don't you take a moment and plug something with the audience? I know you got a lot up your sleeve.
Yeah, there's a lot going on. If you love podcasts, sales success stories, daily sales tips, but I know as you're releasing this, we are getting really, really close to the Sales Success Summit, which, for those in the community who've been before, many of us think of this as like Sales Christmas. It's the thing that we look forward to all year long. Maybe there's some tickets left. If you go to Top One Summit, the number one, top1summit.com, you'll find the details. Again, if you can make it out and there's tickets available, great. But thanks to some incredible sponsors, namely Outreach and Gong, you can get access to the videos for free. So all you have to do, top1summit.com, fill out a form, tell us who you are. And as soon as we're done producing those videos, they are yours, thanks to some pretty incredible sponsors. So some of the greatest content out there, because again, all of it comes from those top performing sales professionals who have been on the Sales Success Stories podcast. So these aren't the authors, these aren't the consultants. These are people that are actually selling and performing at the highest levels that we all get an opportunity to learn from each and every year. So it's an incredible event. If you can't make it, make sure you get those videos, because they are incredibly valuable.
Love it. That event is in Austin too. Let's add that on there. Folks, if you want to be the best, learn from the best. And that's exactly what Scott has created here. That is a wrap for episode 4. Scott, it has been great having you on. Folks, go check out that website. And if you can't make it, make sure to go check out that live stream. We will see you next week.